Live from New York City, it's the Wendy Williams Show. Today, it's always a good time with JB Smoove in the house. The funny man is catching us up on the new season of his hit TV show and his first time at the Super Bowl. And what does Kris Jenner really think about Bruce transitioning into a woman? Ian Drew from Us Weekly has the inside scoop. Plus, Wendy's got you covered with all of today's super hot topics. Now, here's Wendy.
They look fantastic. My co-host, my studio audience, stylish and ready to play. So, how you doing? I'm feeling great. Let's get started. It's time for Hot Topics. You know, I live for the roar of the crowd. So, I'm really happy for Bruce Jenner. When I woke up this morning, the first thing I found out was that his 88-year-old mom is speaking out about his transition. And so my neck snapped off the pillow like, what's she saying? Because at 88, people are set in their ways and they don't understand some of the modern ways of the world, like transitioning. Turns out, she says she's more proud of him now than when he was a gold medalist in the Olympics. Fantastic. Fantastic. That's a really nice thing for her to say. Now, she lives like in Idaho or someplace not in LA. That's why you never see her on the show or anything. But you know how it is as people get older. A lot of times, they're very, very set in their way. They don't understand, you know, or care about using the computer. They don't understand or care about, you know, even interracial relationships. There are a lot of 88-year-olds who still are stuck on that one. And so imagine announcing to your mother that you're transitioning. Now, mind you, it's easier to say, Mom, I'm gay. Because people understand what that is, you know, at 88 years old. But transitioning, you know, he hasn't said that he likes men. That didn't even occur to me. Because I know, you guys know that that's two different things, right? Yeah. So good for you, Bruce. I mean, you got to imagine having the support of your mom when she's 88 years old, because an announcement like that could be like that one that makes her, you know, not understanding and being small-minded. I don't know. I love progressive older people, though. I hope when I get older, I'm not so set in my ways. I mean, there's certain things that I guess I won't tolerate, but I want to stay with the times. And tried my best to understand Kevin and what he might go, or son, and everything. I remember, I've told you this before, maybe I haven't. I was married once. Everybody makes mistakes. I was married once for 5 months, but it wasn't like we ran to the justice of the peace. You know, we had the big wedding with the big cake. The families loved each other. You know, but we got back from the honeymoon, and I was just like, you know, even walking down the aisle, I knew I was making a mistake. But I was only like 27 years old. I know, but that happens to people. I know. Has anyone ever walked down the aisle knowing that they're making a mistake? Clap, clap, clap. Right, right. I mean, it happens. And if I could tell younger people, don't do it, but you want to know what? It's really difficult. You're standing there in that white dress, you know, when a bride has her moment by herself and she looks in the mirror and she's fixing herself, and you know I don't like a wedding, so I paid for the wedding, but I gave my mom an open checkbook. I should have known then that, you know, getting married was wrong, but it wasn't really about the wedding. It was about the champagne lined up in the reception room. We had it at the yacht club. We had the honeymoon plan, and I just had to go through it. We went away on the honeymoon. It wasn't like a honeymoon. It was like, oh, hell, I guess I should... Literally, I'm plotting the whole time, how long do I have to keep this up before I divorce him? And I'm thinking, if we stay married for a year, well, I wanted to keep the gifts. And come to think of it, I'm not even, you know what? My mom returned all the gifts for me. You know, well, I mean, I wasn't gonna do it. Anyway, I say all that to say, I had to call my mother and father up after being with him for 5 months and say, look, I'm getting a divorce. And before I gave them a chance to say anything, I said, and if you're with me, you're with me. If you're not, you'll be sorry. Because we don't come from a divorced family. You know, we come from a family where you just fight it out, hug it out, and tolerate each other. Or something. You know, like nobody's, or you become a widow or widower. I mean, the older generation of my family, people just didn't divorce. And so, you know, I was ready to box my parents. I was. And you want to know what? They supported me 100%. My mom returned the gift. So, and I really didn't think that they would, but getting back to Bruce, it's so nice when parents support their kids during tough times in their lives. It really is. Shout out to all the supportive parents. And Mrs. Jenner. By the way, we're gonna talk more about Bruce transitioning later on in the Inside Scoop. My friend Ian is here. Yeah. So, the rumors are swirling that Kanye West and Rihanna are going on tour together. I know, I like this idea. Complex Magazine sent a photo hinting at a tour. Now, it's not really a hint if it says Tour 2015. If they weren't touring, but they were maybe getting married, isn't this a nice wedding invitation? You know what I mean? Combining the names like a cross. Well, it's not confirmed, but you know, and this could have been photoshopped on, I have no idea, but you know, in my mind, this is great that they're going on tour because even though he just got off tour like two months ago? In September. He just got off tour in September, and so now he's going back out on tour. His tour did okay, but with Rihanna, it's gonna be you know what I mean? It's going to be fabulous. And I don't think that there should be an argument over who goes on first because we love them both, you know, but maybe if they do that thing when Jay-Z and Beyonce went on tour, you know, one went on and sang a song, then the other did, and then they do a duet, and then one would go and like that. That keeps it interesting and good. But no, there is no opening act. Everybody's equal. My problem is that Kim wants to have another baby, according to what she's saying, and this madman who, you know, listen, Kim, I'm sorry. Yes, North, stop looking at me like that. Look at me, young lady. Am I affecting it, Suzanne? Yes. Okay, good. Young lady, one day you'll have a sibling, but first your daddy's going to have to stay and make it with your mom. Now, look, come here, let me talk to you. He treats mommy like she's a collectible on the shelf. North, I know you don't want to hear this, but I'm sure you've heard a lot in that household. Which is why you never smile, honey pie. I know, North. We'll talk later. Thank you. But he was on tour for 11 months. How are you gonna be a newlywed with a new baby and be on tour for 11 months? You're a collectible too, it seems. You know what he likes to do? He likes to dress you up like a dolly and then trot you around. And you are the cutest baby in the world. I just wish that your parents were happier with one another and then you'd start smiling. How are you going to, and then, you know, this Rihanna tour will probably be another 11 months. And that's great for Rihanna because she doesn't have a baby and a husband sitting at home waiting for her and she's still young and dipping it and doing it. Kanye seems to avoid Kim at all costs. And well, Rihanna and Kanye, everybody, if you want a taste of this alleged tour to come, they're gonna be performing with Paul McCartney, their new song, 4 or 5 Seconds, a Sunday night at the Grammy Awards. Yeah. They look great. Paul McCartney looks great too, doesn't he? Yeah. LL Cool J's hosting the Grammys. That's a... This is his 4th year hosting the Grammys. You know what? He's a safe choice. You know, I mean, he's not a comedian, you know, even though that's a lot of fun. I wish that they would mix it up, but it's okay. People like LL Cool J. People from the hood, people in the boardrooms, black people, Indian people, white people, everybody, people like him. And you know, and then he's married to his wife Simone, who was his high school sweetheart, which is always, that's always a charming story, you know what I'm saying? And then she survived cancer, and then they have, yes. And then he supports her. She's got this cute jewelry. One of them I know is a blinged out lollipop. Have you ever seen that? I've always wanted one of those. Anyway, and he's on NCIS Los Angeles. So congratulations, LL. You got it again this season. gosh, I so don't believe this story, but I'm gonna do it for you, okay? Jay-Z and Beyonce were fighting at the sushi restaurant. Is what people are saying. Now, she could be saying, this sushi is so good. I mean, and she's been drinking. They were in a sushi restaurant in LA, and this is one picture, and then there's another picture where people are like, well, he does seem to be paying more attention to her than, or to his phone than her, and some people were saying that it was Rihanna on the line. Well, now hold on. First of all, how do you know it was Rihanna on the line, number one, okay? Not that I don't think Rihanna and Jay-Z in my mind aren't friends. I'm just saying. He's not talking to Rihanna, and you wanna know what? What's Gwyneth Paltrow doing there? Look, and the bottle is gone, so at this particular point, she's turned up. I don't think that they're fighting, honestly. I just feel like in that first picture, a picture is 1,000 words. And you could be making a point, you know, like we're business partners in my family, you know? And when we go out, we talk school stuff about little Kev. We talk stuff that, you know, I'm doing at the house. But we, you know, like, you know how much he charged me, Kevin? Or whatever. I don't think that they were publicly fighting. I mean, I don't. And also, there's this syndrome. It's called bitchy resting face syndrome. You've heard of that? It wasn't, that's you? You have bitchy resting face? Well, no, look at the camera. I want to look at you. Well, now you're smart. Oh, yeah, you look pissed. Yeah, wait, do it again. Ellie missed you. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Yeah, yeah. But you know what? Bitchy resting face syndrome is a real syndrome. It was invented on the internet, and you need to know about this. What it is, you ever see somebody who, they always look pissed? Like, she might have inherited it from her mom. No disrespect. Now, right here, she's on the red carpet at the Angel Ball. You know, the Angel Ball, everybody was inside. Jamie Foxx, everybody goes to the Angel Ball. Why are you giving us that? Because she can't help it. I have got more proof. Take a look. And this was at Solange's wedding. And there she is again, at the airport, putting her stuff on the conveyor belt. So it is a real syndrome. Maybe Beyonce has that. I have no idea. Hopefully, they weren't fighting, though. Although that's good for our business. Look, your man is all up on you in this audience. I'm loving it. Lady in the black and man in the burgundy. He is all up on you. Yeah. As a side note, Beyonce and Jay-Z are reportedly relocating to Los Angeles. But then go. You know, as a New York, New Jersey native, I respect every place in the world, wherever you happen to be living and watching, but there's no place, and I mean no place better than New York City surrounding areas. I'm sorry. I mean, on account of the water, the pizza's better, the bagels are better, the celebrities are cooler because nobody cares. You know, yes, it's cold as I don't know what outside right now, and it's slippery and it's sloppy, but in approximately 50 days, restaurants are gonna start putting the tables outside. People will start jumping on that Hampton Jitney or going down to the Jersey Shore. This, you know, I like visiting other places only to come back and know that we live in the best place. They want to move. They want to move. A lot of my Hot Topics people are saying that Jay and Beyonce are just getting so Hollywood right now that it might be best for them just to be out there. But you get paparazzi'd all the time. I mean, it's just a nuisance. You know, just come back to New York. You know you want to. This thing about Suge Knight's got me really, really, I mean, I am following this story even on days when I don't talk about it. You can be sure I'm still following it. So the most recent thing is, nice looking man, but he looks so defeated right here. He looks defeated. Suge pled not guilty to murder yesterday and was denied bail. Well, you know his bail is $2 million. But no, you can clap, he was denied bail. Suge's always been very nice to me, and I want it to stay that way, just in case he gets out. So I'm gonna choose my words carefully. He's a legendary bully. I mean, you know the story about him holding Vanilla Ice over the balcony by his ankles to make Vanilla Ice sign over the rights to Ice Ice Baby? Who does that? Exactly. And needless to say, and all the muscle and legendary stories that have followed him. So, remember the other day, he was in the parking lot, he ran over a man and then ran him over again and crushed his skull, allegedly. And there was another person whose foot was mangled at the hands of, I guess, this car accident. So now, Suge is sitting in jail, bail was denied. They said that he is a flight risk. I can believe that. They also are alleging that he would, shake down potential jurors and witnesses. Listen, it's Suge, anything's possible. So they denied him. Moments later, when he went back to his cell, he suffered what they're calling a panic attack. And he was rushed to the hospital. Do you think it was a panic attack? Because now Suge's to the point where instead of him being the one, threatening and stuff, it's being alleged that people want his head. That, like, not just the law, but people. So that's the last place you want to be is in prison, where you can get it. So, I mean, he's in that cell, in my mind, he reminds me of King Kong. Not the remakes, but the one with Fay Wray back in the day. Where, he's chained to the cement and then also put in a cage. I'm thinking probably the safest place for him to be is in the hospital. And the thing about your body is that nobody can tell you that you aren't panicking. And you can use that the next time you go to work. Why are you late? Oh, I had a panic attack. I had diarrhea. Like, who's to tell you that you're not, So the hospital's probably a pretty safe place to be unless the nurses are working in consignment with the killers. Tick, tick, tick. You know what they do with the needle. They put a little something in your IV and let that slip and rock you to sleep. Anyway, I'll be watching this story for you. Thank you. Horrible. By the way, I wanted to remind you that each week this month we are giving away Walt Disney World vacations during our Grand Fantasy giveaway. I know, you love that, me too. Walt Disney World is a magical place with 4 theme parks, water parks, and all kind of themed resort hotels. They're shopping and delicious dining and golfing and spying, and it really does have everything that you and your family would want in a vacation. And this week's Royal Treatment Package, includes your very own Disney VIP guide. That's the one who trots you in front of the line so you don't have to wait. Now, I know you want to get in on this. All you have to do is keep watching the show for the word of the day and your chance to win. Then you log on to wendyshow.com. Enter that word for your chance to win your 5-day, 4-night Grand Fantasy giveaway.